everybody, welcome back. Northern Lions, Spelunky 2. Stepping on bear traps. You know how it is. You know why I'm here. I dip my foot in the bear trap sauce. Give me a Kapala, extra ice, no blood, no straw, no cup. Just pour it straight into my messenger bag. What am I talking about? I have no idea. Here we are. Dude, I've been so stoked with our Spelunky gameplay yesterday. Well, just in general, I should say. Not yesterday, but recently. I do have to say, kind of like the culmination for me, the real moment where I was like, we're getting decent. Not great, but decent at this game, was me and Robert played, like, not together, but, you know, we played single player at the same time while bantering nothing about Spelunky 2 whatsoever. And I was able to make it to Neo Babylon on the stream, on my only attempt, or at least my first attempt. And on top of that, the only reason I lost in Neo Babylon was one of those BS deaths. I know you're like, it's not really a BS death, you could have prepared for it, I guess. But like, the energy ball hit a corpse, launched the corpse across the room, then that corpse hit me in the back and made my jetpack explode. I had 9 HP. It stings. That's all I'm gonna say about it is it stings. It stings, and I don't like it. But I think like our newfound method of handling shopkeepers, dynamically deciding at runtime whether we want to kill them, but usually opting not to. I think it's not foolproof, but it has been consistently a lot better for me. I just gotta see how far we're going down here, because there's definitely another level. Honestly, like, we could use a rope. I think that the ticket here is you use a rope. Why? Because we're gonna get way more than one rope worth of value. Oh, and the Ujedi is here as well, so this is, like, actually really huge. And we'll use another rope, honestly. But just, we want the bomb box, no doubt. But just being able to get this much money is also, I mean, it pays for itself mighty quickly. So is that the, we just need to figure out, is this where we're gonna dump the Ujedi, or is this, pick it up, I mean? Honestly, I would just rather you die. No, so it must be up. Okay, so here's how I would look at this first. I would say to myself, we'd just do it like this. Buy as many ropes as you can. Honestly, oh, it's through the shop, dude! It might seem like overkill, but just give me a minute here, okay? This is like a surprisingly, it's not really that complicated. I'm just glad that, you know, for once in my life, I finally, have finally learned the value of, like, taking things slowly when warranted. And as a result, like, you know, sometimes, I mean, I guess here's the way I would describe it. If you think things through, you might think that you got, like, a fast processor. I think I've got a fast processor. You know, I got a quick wit, I've been told. Maybe mostly by people trying to placate me so they can then socially engineer me to beat me in video games. But either way, you know, I think I got a quick macro processor. But sometimes taking a second to just let the information sort itself out in your dome piece is highly advantageous, to be quite honest with you. I'm learning that. It's a lesson that should not have taken me this long to learn. I'm also realizing that I got Monty. My whole raison d'etre for getting Monty was to sacrifice him. We didn't make that happen. Because I dropped him right on the exit. But you know what? All other things considered, that floor went very well. It's not like we lost Monty. We just, you know, missed out on the HP. It's a bit of a weird one. Honestly, I'm like, the only reason I don't like it is because it costs us time. Getting the freeze ray is not necessarily bad. And we could win some money. We could lose some money. But you honestly, like, if you want to calculate things, 7 of 11 possible outcomes are, whoa, let's go. I thought we were gonna hit the turkey. are positive for you. So you actually have, like, I think that math is right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, sorry, 6 of 11. So it's not as like incredible as I thought it was, but 6 out of 11 outcomes are positive. So you actually you're winning money 5 out of 11 times, and the 6th time is a piece of equipment. Whether or not you want that piece of equipment is what you get. So there is, I think that it is, at the end of the day, one of those rare casino games that's actually, you know, as long as you examine the circumstances appropriately, it's kind of fixed in your favor, believe it or not. That being said, you do spend a resource. You spend the valuable resource of time. And I'll tell you, just because our HP is good, I'm not interested in getting in a tussle with Yang right now. Oh, 2 crates? Compass is huge. Ropes are nice, honestly. We got like a nice balance right now. What I feel like I'm missing the most is definitely paste. And you know what? Like, but how do we do this without having to spend a rope? You know what I mean? Or do we just accept that a rope is a small price to pay? You know how we do it? We keep a turkey, dummy. Whatever. At least we got the 1,200 there to make up for it. I can live with that. I think we're playing a much more high percentage game. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. And just in general, like, honestly, once I started... I can't even really complain about the level of sleep I'm getting. Like, it's not as good as the sleep I was getting pre-newborn. That was pretty dumb. But well, let me start. 2 nights ago, we went to bed at, like, maybe 11. And the newborn let us sleep until about 5:30, which is incredible. Incredible. Without needing a feeding. Like, if you're not familiar with newborn dynamics, that's like that's a win. Then last night I went to bed at like 10, and the newborn let me sleep until around 3:30, which is another like 5.5 hours sleep. And then you just subsidize it with like a little nap after that or something, and you're off to the races, right? So I think, honestly, getting our sleep schedule kind of... it might not last that long, but it's been good for the last little bit. And I think just that has helped out my Spelunky play more than, like, any other single factor, honestly. Okay, so I made a mistake there. But that's okay. I kind of want him to, like... If I could just get him to, like, fall. Oh, I could just throw a bomb at him, too. I just gotta... Just work with me on this one. Okay, that's not how I saw that going down. Because the thing is, and we shouldn't be doing this maybe, but you know, let's just go. Let's be the high percentage player we want to see in the world. Because I thought to myself, like, the ghost pot really is valuable. It's the kind of thing you don't want to just say no to willy-nilly, but I'll accept this. We could go back up for it, but I think this is a smarter play. We got 30 G's. There are some things we'd like to buy, of course, but we'll just hope for a late black market. And I also, like, you know, I have to give a lot of credit to my good friend Malf. I feel like playing co-op with Malf has really added, like, the second level that I needed to this no shopkeeper kill sort of meta, which is having the courage to grab some idols. Prior to this, I would never grab idols. And you're really, like, you know, especially I think on the jungle, the risk is relatively low. You just kind of gotta go fast. Oh my god, Joker. And you're, like, the irony is, like, oh, I would, like, escort a ghost pot forever. But I wouldn't actually, you know, just take 2 seconds out of my run to grab an idol. Like, it's a little... Does anyone else see how absolutely fricked this is? Okay, hold on. There is a shop. We can just donate, or give the idol to the shopkeeper. This should be Child of the Forest. I don't know, like, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's still worth the rope, I think, especially when we got a bunch. But I don't really want to spend a bomb for Monty at this point. I'll consider this one kind of a whiff. Yeah, I don't really think it's worth a bomb for Monty here. We got 7 HP. We do have a lot of bombs, but 12 is not where I'd be like, ah, you're really, like, starting to crush it. You know what I will say, though? With so much time remaining here, it's very tempting to, like, buy a turkey. Or buy, like, a bunch of turkeys. And then I was gonna say blow them up and get Monty going, like, simultaneously, but I don't think that is actually how that's gonna work, because you can't take the turkeys into the subspace with you. So this might rattle. Oh, oh, that hurts. This might ruffle some feathers. Man, I'd love to have a Kapala. I can't deny that. This might ruffle some feathers, but I think we just leave, and I think we save our money. And I will say, you might have thought the day would never come. I think I am starting to get good enough as Spelunky 2 after a long, long time. And I know that we took some hit there, but there's some damage, but that's not comedic timing yet. You gotta get way more spicy than that to get into... You gotta, like, walk into a boulder or something for that to be comedic timing. I'll take a peep in there. It's a straight shot. Just watch out for this. I don't think the Kapala is as compulsory for me as it used to be. I think the Kapala is amazing at saving you from, like, chip damage. If you mostly die to, like, you know, a catastrophic situation befalling you, sound familiar? Then you're probably... I'm not gonna say it's overrated, because I really disagree with the people who said that. However... Come on. Just get... Oh, it's gonna crush it regardless. I do think that it's no longer compulsory for me to get it to win. Or at least to... it's not necessarily the limiting factor anymore. So what do we got ropes? Or no, we got bombs. Okay, I'm dumb. I'm officially dumb. Maybe we could tunnel our way back and save a, a rope. Alright, whatever. So we made our money back. We got 3 bombs. We spent 1 rope. We got the clover. That can't be overstated. The clover just, it smooths things out. It simplifies your life here. Alright, so this is like an exception, because it sucks there. I do want the idol, but I don't want to come in from the top and maybe get grabbed by the ghoulies there. I would rather, if possible, come in from the side. An angle I'm a little bit more familiar with here. This is scary. Okay, well handled. Love having the compass. It's just a nice peace of mind. You knew that was coming? Okay. So this is where we say goodbye to the boomerang. Great work. Dude, the 10 Gs, it adds up so quickly. I can't believe there was a time where... I mean, I can believe it, because... Here's the thing. The altar... Or, sorry, the idol, which I'll never get the name right, but the idol is not really worth that much. I mean, in a literal level, it's worth the same, but it's not really worth that much if you're killing shopkeepers. But if you're not killing shopkeepers and you need the money to buy things, it's like... It's enormous. You knew this was coming. I just didn't want to have a chance to get hit into the man-eater. At this point, I would probably not consider spending a bomb for Monty. Oh, you fool! Just for 1,500 gold? I don't know, maybe it's actually kind of... It's not that bad. I probably would not consider it. Financially, we're in very good straits right now, and there is still the hope. Even though I said it's inessential, there is still the hope of that Kapala at some point in the future. So we do have a black market here. Honestly, this is I was gonna say it's a terrible time to try to get the idol, but it's actually probably, that's gonna stop that door. It's probably like the best time to try to get the idol. It also appears that the idol is like directly below, or the black market is like directly below us. Somewhere in here, maybe? I might be mistaken. We hate that, don't we? Nope, we don't mind it. Okay, so just watch for the Ujad Eye. Oh, there's another... Come on, man. There's another altar. We haven't hit a single altar so far. Embarrassingly enough. Just take your time. Not too much time, but take your time. You know what? I bet... Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I bet that it was actually what we saw was actually like a way that you can go up instead of go down via the black market. So this is a little spicy. We could always, you know, come back to this once we get the clover. You had to throw him. That's fine. He's lived. Now, Monty's probably in the black market, but even still, just getting something out of this is worth a lot to me. You over here, maybe? A little tricky. We got a minute. Oh, it's right there. Okay, fair enough. So here's... Oh. That could have been worse. I want that Rubus. Honestly, one of the top priorities, apart from the Hedgehog, should be buying Monty. Don't steal him. Oh my god, it was so close to the edge. Don't steal him. Buy him. And then walk him up to the Kapala up at the top. Okay, this is super good. We got 100 Gs, so that means we got 60 to play with. Now the flip side is we would love to get some kind of verticality. So like that's usually expensive. We also, I would say there's a list of like need to haves and a list of want to haves. Need to have is the Hedgehog and Paste and probably Monty. So let's get Paste. And then like a cape would be like pretty solid. And honestly, there's one right there. So that's pretty sweet. We got tons of time, dude. This is awesome. So I would say yes, buy the cape. I would honestly say following this, your next best play is Monty. Who's down a floor? Yeah. And then just buy a lot of bombs, and if you could afford a rope, then or if you could afford several ropes, probably, consider it. Can we get back? Oh no, we have to go all the way through the bottom of this level, right? The flow of space is distorted in Lordran. So we have a low amount of items, but I would kind of like turn that on its head. Maybe we can go back through the top? I would kind of flip that around on its head and say that even though we have a low supply of items, like a low quantity, we have the items you need. Compass is insanely good. It's such good value for its price, in my opinion. And then, I don't know why I thought we couldn't go back up there. We got to be real quick here, by the way. You don't have a ton of time. Spike shoes are also, like, insanely valuable. I mean, obviously the Kapala is huge. We don't even need this. Don't even mess with it, dude. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we also would not mind, like, a way to kill Olmec, even though it's quite costly. I guess we could just, because we have paste, we'll just stick them. We don't need to buy a gun or you know, achieve a gun by some other ulterior means. How much is this? It's 14,000? That's too much. That's too much. It's too rich for my blood. I would say 38 bombs is enough. Let's get like a rope pile. Maybe we'll get 2 rope piles. I'm happy with where we stand. Sure, there's a couple of items I might like to have, but this is a mighty great setup right now. In all likelihood, the ghost would appear out of the other side right now. Just had to do that. Very nice. Very, very smart play. Very proud of myself. Feeling good. And the Kapala's starting to work. Now, 38 bombs means if we get hit by a witch doctor, we have to uninstall. I don't make the rules. If we get hit by a witch doctor, we gotta uninstall. That's fine. We built that into the price of coming in this direction. I just want the blood. Like, I don't really need the Royale jelly. I can hold Monty, like. But I'm not really... And at this point, we don't really need the money as much. I know that you kind of, like, always want the money, but we don't need the money as much here. I know what I'm doing. Dude, you know what? There's another reason we don't really need the royal jelly. Because we're going to get the royal jelly right here. That's pretty huge. No bear traps, please. I'm so nervous. No bear traps, please. So we don't really need the money anymore, because in all likelihood, like, I feel like you just don't encounter that many shopkeepers after this stage of the game. Even if you do, they're not necessarily giving you items, you know, you don't already have. But I will say, in spite of that, I'm willing to risk it all here. Just because I'm like, I feel like we're getting good enough at that section right there. Now, I don't want to sack it. I just want the gold. And I know you might be like, well, get a boomerang, because a boomerang is going to make it easier for you to kill Olmec. I don't know. I actually find, like, a bomb is a pretty easy way to get him. Oh. Like 2 bombs with paste, I think is totally fine. A boomerang, like, you put yourself in the weird spot where, like, you try to, and I'm so guilty of this for sure. You try to save, like, a couple bombs, but in saving a couple of bombs, you, like, completely screw up your muscle memory and, like, any chance you have to actually to do this, you know? The boomerang's range is so small. Like, I wouldn't say it's an impossible way to kill Olmec. Like, I'd much rather use that than, like, whips. But even, like, would I rather use the boomerang or just get under him and throw a bunch of ropes up at his hover boots? I would much rather throw the boots up at his hover boots, or the ropes up at his hover boots, honestly. So he got a little close there. Alright, so, I mean, you know how this part goes. We're just chilling. I mean, we do have 53 bombs. We basically could just knock him. But, you know, it's not immediately the right play, that's for sure. Although, I don't know, man. Like, it looks like he would just fall down here. We don't have climbing gloves. We can't really afford to be stupid about the way that we do this. We can drop him, don't get me wrong. Like, that part's easy. I think it must be just easier to drop him on the far left. It just seems like the best way. He do be smiling, by the way. He do be smiling, though. I'm not gonna play a game of chess. That's okay. It's Dan's gimmick. I would love to steal Dan's gimmick because I think that it's entertaining. But on the other hand, that's Dan's thing. I don't want to encroach on his territory without putting my own spin on it. Plus, I mean, come on, having a browser capture window and a game capture window at the same time? What does he have, a 3090? Digital jokes. So how are we going to do this? I will say, of everything we've done on the run so far, this has the highest percentage chance of just going completely awry. I don't think we do it here. I think we're okay with trying to drop him right here, even if he just hits this stuff. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I actually do not mind him at all in this position. Phrasing. Phrasing. One more will get him, for sure. We just got to make sure it's in the right spot. Or he could do it himself. That works. And then, I was just going to say, presumably on the left here, he's going in the drink. Alright, very, very solid Olmec fight. No complaining. So I know you might be thinking, NL, why don't you go to the City of Gold and do what? Here's what I like about Duat. The more you sacrifice to Kali, the better the rewards you get in Duat. Here's what I don't like about Duat. It's 100 times harder to kill Osiris than it is to just grab Excalibur and kill the turtle. Like, it's so much harder. And it gives you the same thing, right? Like, it gives you the Tablet of Destiny. So we should do it just to mix it up. But I don't know. Are we really in, like, mix-it-up territory right now? I think mixing it up has honestly, you know, slowed me down in this game. Which is fine. I mean, we also had other things on the go. But, dude, I gotta tell you. We're approaching Spelunky 2 with kind of like a scholarly bend now. And doing really well. I genuinely... I like to wait now on giving my impressions of sequels that are hotly anticipated. Because I do think I am one of those people that, like, you know, if I see, like... or the perfect example is that I actually, for a long time, held that Dark Souls 2 was actually better than Dark Souls 1, and anybody that disagreed was a hater. It's just like I shouldn't have even spawned you. I apologize for that. I've given you false hope. It's just an absolutely, like, brain-dead take. And I know, like, let's not say brain-dead. I say brain-dead for my opinion. Your opinion, you know, however you justify it is fine. But after playing Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 2 this year, I'm here to tell you, 2 is the worst one. That doesn't necessarily make it... I'm gonna use a rope. Shouldn't have come all the way down here. Doesn't necessarily make it bad, but the idea that it was better is kind of ridiculous. Now, Spelunky. Spelunky 1, bona fide classic. Played so much of it. It's hard to judge it. Let's go! Played so much of it, it's hard to judge it. But I really do think there's a case that maybe Spelunky 2 is better. After playing this much of it, I actually genuinely think there's a chance. There are... Like, my number one criticism might be that there's a few too many deaths that I would consider, like, pretty BS. Like instant deaths that are not impossible to spot, but usually, but very, very tough. But, the other hand, I think it's like, it's gotten more complexity, and I respect and appreciate that. It's got more of a long tail. Like, the mystery of getting to Yama in Spelunky 1 is nothing compared to what Spelunky 2's got going on. I'm not gonna float down for that, just because it scares me. You never... I'm assuming that, like, the coral works the same way that, like, spikes work, but... it's risky, right? Because if you're wrong, you're big wrong. And for what purpose? To get, like, a single gold bar? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that could have gone terribly wrong. So we got a little lucky there, I would say. Just be cool here. I see that bear trap. Alright, that's good stuff. We are worthy, as one might expect. The worthiness is here and true. So this is where we dump this and this. Yeah. And then we might at least be able to see where we're going. Maybe not. So dude, I mean, like, we've so consistently, like, been on point. No cape, no cape. With this aspect of the game, like, I'm super impressed with myself. I gotta say it. I know it's considered a tooting of the own horn. That being said, I am like, hold up. Go ahead, hit me. Dude, where's my entrance to the subspace? Dude, where's my entrance to the subspace? What does mine say? Sweet! Oh, it's probably there, right? No comedic timing shall befall me today. I'm so glad we bought more ropes, by the way. You gotta drop Excalibur, dude. What are you doing? You're really gonna carry Excalibur the whole way? Now I gotta go through this guy's... Well, it doesn't really matter at this point if we get poisoned. Of course, in general, I'd prefer to avoid it. But... still wondering if there isn't a way. Van Helsing? Can I get Van Helsing percentage, please? Oh, my parachute. Hello, Yang. Nice to see you. So the door appears, like, somewhere here. I wonder if there's a way to get the idol in there, dude. Really? Like... had to be done. That's why you got 50 bombs. We got time, so don't sweat it too much. The idol should not get destroyed by lava. There's got to be a way to get that idol out of there. I don't know, maybe not. Alright, so we got about 54 seconds. Wouldn't mind collecting a little blood. I guess in theory we could also just get the clover. Dude, let's go. Always nice when you can just see the exit that quickly. That easily? Come on, man. I hate that guy. This guy's gonna come to life. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Okay, you don't need 5 HP here, because you usually get a ton. No! He's dead, he's dead. Thank God for the spike shoes. You usually get a ton on the ice caves. By the way, in case you're wondering, that was just a brief lesson in what not to do. In case you thought that was like what I thought you should do. Really. You would be highly mistaken. Whatever, we got time here, don't sweat it. Just don't get poisoned. Murder that guy. If you get the blood, you get the blood. If you don't get the blood, you don't get the blood. We got the blood, so instead of killing Monty here, let's do the smart thing. Just drop him 2 steps away instead. Look at that. Look at that. Anything else going on? I hate that you guys are going to the freaking ceiling, so let's see if we can ice you. I'm not worried about mining anything out here. I will say, I think we gotta travel through the wall. This is like the first time we've ever been here and not had... Ah! It's not the wall, dude! Okay. I'm okay. So what did we do wrong? Basically, I did everything right, except I went through the exit instead of going through the... Well, it's completely my own fault. I don't want to act like, oh, the game screwed me. This one is like 1000% on me. But yeah, should have exited the normal way. Or it should not have exited the normal way, I suppose. Instead, what I did was exit the normal way. And now I think I'm just actually dead. It's amazing how quickly things can go wrong, but for now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time. My bad.